the Penguins are heathens who've lived terrible lives and have been cursed by the hockey gods. They've seen the way they are in private, and they've not approved.
Blast off. What's going on? I'm here. I'm back.
I was just going to say, Matt, first thing, glad you're home. Glad you're safe. Glad you made it from your reporting trip to Virginia.
I missed one episode. Sorry, guys. I wasn't able to record, and that's all I'm allowed to say. I didn't want to use my one phone call on calling into the podcast, so I apologize. But after a lot of back and forth and negotiation, we traded Tyson and Gary for me. So I am here, and I wish them the best of luck.
They are in parts unknown in the United States, never to be seen or heard from again.
So what did I miss? It's like the first round of the playoffs now. Last time I talked to you guys, it was the beginning of the playoffs. So what's happening?
Right. Yeah, it's well, first of all, people are probably wondering, like, the last show we did was me and Gary. Now it's me and you. I feel like I have to do me and Tyson next, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, we were talking about playoff. Yeah.
Is there something you need to tell me?
These are all interviews.
I'm just gonna. I didn't prepare for that.
I send the link. I can choose who to send it to, I guess, eh?
I will not answer what my three biggest strengths are or my three biggest weaknesses are. That's just an HR ploy to get you to give you your weaknesses so they can fire you later for them.
Yeah. I had everybody write what they don't like about each other, and then we're going to reveal it on a podcast and we're all together again.
Or you see the pictures on my phone? Put them up on the TV? Oh.
Yeah, I like to run a podcast the way Mike Babcock would. So I feel like we haven't talked about that name in a while. Anyway, playoffs. Yeah, so last time we recorded, me and Gary were given a bit of a playoff preview, and we have had a lot happen since then. I am a few minutes removed from cleaning up the place there with the broom. Cleaning up some King stuff with a 4-game sweep.
Do you think they now don't realize that the grass is greener on the other side of the fence? Like, for years, they played the Oilers, and they're like, yeah, let's play someone else this time.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Oh, man, this is great. Finally not the Oilers. Still lost in 4 games. Yeah, they're kind of... Yeah, that was an interesting series. I don't know how much you were able to see or what your thoughts were, but I think some people were surprised that they were low scoring games, and they were kind of wondering why. Like, you know, I think everyone was expecting this to be like 5-1, 6-1. The interesting stat about the Kings is they had the same number of regulation wins this season as the Chicago Blackhawks, which is quite a stat.
They had an insane amount of overtime, like wins or 1 points from overtime.
Yes. And I think it was 20 losses, I think is what it ended up being, which fittingly, game 2 went to overtime and they lost.
I mean, that's what they know how to do, though. Right?
That's what they do. That's what they do. It's a fascinating, like, the way they are so defensive minded. You know, they are just, they will just, you'll never catch them in an odd man rush. It's very, very rare. They have to be losing. It has to be late in the game before they will take any risks. And they are just defense first. And I think Colorado just said, you know what? We allowed the fewest goals against this season, so we'll just do that to you too. And I think they did it to them and were able to do it better. Panarin was noticeable.
I thought there was one game he was alive, right? Didn't he score a couple or a goal and an assist in one of the games? But other than that, he was nothing. Yeah,
that's right. He had a power play goal, in one game, and that was, like you said, that was about the only time. So, pretty defensive affair, except for the last two when it went back to LA. LA started to get more desperate, and when they got desperate, they started to play off the rush, and the Avs were like, well, we can also do that, and we will beat you at that too. So
I was just looking at their stat line for the season, because I couldn't, like you said, 22 regulation wins, and that's what they are. They're 22 regulation and overtime wins, and they have 20 overtime losses.
Yeah.
So just insane stats. 22 regulation wins with 30 regulation and overtime. So that means they went 8 and 20 in overtime. If my math is right.
I think so.
They had 30 overtime. Anyway,
yeah.
Put that into perspective. This is the only time I'm going to make this about my beloved Leafs. The Leafs had 23 regulation and overtime wins. So they actually had more than the Kings. And they didn't make the playoffs. Anyway, that's a whole different topic. Let's keep this focused on how dominant the Avs were. Like, I watched most of the games, and I bet you as a fan, you were probably pretty happy watching them.
Pretty pleased. Yeah, pretty pleased. I like I say, a lot of people talk about the offense, and for good reason. But I've been most impressed with their consistency in defending. And the thing is, too, they play a man-on-man type defense. And when you're against a really offensive team, they have more trouble against those teams, because man-on-man can be broken down. When it breaks down really bad. But the Kings just don't really have that ability. So I just found they were not able to sustain much in the offensive zone the whole series. So yeah, very, very happy to see that.
All right. Before we get back to being armchair GMs, we got to give a quick shout out to a true Atlantic Canadian legend.
That's right, Big Eight Beverages. If you grew up out east, you already know. And if you didn't, buddy, you missed out.
Big Eight is the official drink of minor hockey tournaments, post-game dressing rooms, and sitting in the stands, freezing while your kids forget how to skate.
Yeah, this stuff's been around longer than most rebuilds, and unlike most rebuilds, it actually works.
Big Eight is made right here in Atlantic Canada. Comes in a ridiculous amount of flavors, and somehow tastes even better when you're watching a 7-2 blowout.
It's the perfect drink for road trips, game nights, or when your team gives up 3 goals in 5 minutes and you just need something to help you calm down.
No fancy nonsense, no analytics, just a solid, dependable beverage. Basically the shutdown defenseman of soft drinks.
So next time you're at the grocery store, grab a Big Eight. Support local, drink cold, and argue about hockey like an adult.
Big Eight Beverages. Proudly Atlantic Canadian, and proudly riding shotgun for the Bush League Hockey Podcast.
Now let's do that hockey. So we kind of talked about it briefly before we started recording, but side note, it was unofficially, but we all know it was Kopitar's last game. They did a lot of, zooming in on him for the last bit. And Matt pointed out, which I also found to be the same, the score ends up being 5-1. There's an empty netter in there. It's like for the last 6-7 minutes, it was, there wasn't a whole ton of effort. There was a whole lot of slumped shoulders and stuff like that coming from the Kings, and a lot of talking about Kopitar and what he's meant to the franchise and on. And it was just kind of like, they just kept rolling the lines, and every time he came out, the crowd would stand up and cheer and say thank you, Kopi, and that was cool and everything. But yeah, they're just, I don't know. I thought maybe they'd try a bit more with him. They'd throw him out and they would try to get him set up for a goal. I mean, it's very possibly could have, tried to set something up for him. But yeah, he just kind of went quietly into the good night. They did the handshakes at the end of it, and they all, spent a minute extra time with him to say so long and all that.
Salute to the crowd. The crowd was chanting his name at the end, but it was short, right?
Yeah, it was pretty quick, and then he was gone. So
off into the sunset, and he's been a pillar there. I mean, obviously a career King. All 1,500 plus games of his career were in a Kings uniform. I mean, first ballot Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah, no doubt at all. He was there. He was a core piece in the 2 cups when it was the 5 years that either they or Chicago
or the Blackhawks,
won.
They were competing for who could have the modern day dynasty at that time.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. Yeah, it was Pete Doughty. It was Pete Kopitar, right? Jonathan Quick, obviously, before. So and they hadn't won, I guess, the first round since 2014, which was just pretty wild.
That's kind of wild because they're in there a lot.
Exactly. They've kind of been
basically their dynasty ended and they have had no success.
I was reading one article saying that they're kind of, you sort of forget about them because they're on the Pacific and we live out in the East, but they are a bit of a poster child for the murky middle. They've never really hit rock bottom, but their core got old and they never really replaced them with anybody, despite having some good picks and stuff like that. Yeah. So,
do you watch any real gross reality TV shows? This is going somewhere, I promise. You don't need to admit it on air.
I used to watch Honey Boo Boo.
Wow. Okay. Did that remind you of home or something, or what? Oh, sorry. Too far. Never mind. I'm just going to move on. So I remember way back, it must have been in the 2014s, 2013 timeline. There was a reality show about the wives and girlfriends of NHL players. I don't know if you remember that or if you've ever seen that. It followed a group of 6 ladies who were involved. Anyway, one of them was Dustin Brown's wife, who was the former captain of the Kings. And
right.
I don't know why I saw this. I don't know why I watched it. So judge me all you want in the comments or whatever. But I'm going to be honest and very, very open here.
Love it.
There was one comment she made at one of the parties, and this still resonates with me. And this was after the Kings had won their couple of cups in a few years. And it was I don't know. She was I can't believe basically how easy this is. Dustin's going to win 4 more probably in his career because it's just so simple to win the cup. And it's I don't think he played a full season after that or played another cup season after that. So I was whoops.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that show lasted 1 season and that was quickly off the
air. Because wasn't Tyler Sagan on that one time? Wasn't there a whole thing with him? I think because he was kind of in his prime too, and that was. I feel
I don't know. I don't know. But maybe Peros could have been in it because doesn't he have the Violent Gentleman clothing line? And I think that was introduced on the show. And so, I mean, the lore of my disdain for him goes back to the trashy reality show days of 2014. Oh, man. Anyway, back to Kopitar. 2, 4, 6, 8, if I count right, 8 individual awards plus the couple of Stanley Cups. Pretty good career.
I think he was behind Wayne Gretzky for playoff points. So not bad. In franchise history, I should say. So, and they've had some pretty notable, over the years, right? LA's had some notable players. So I feel all that being said, we should probably give Big Eight Player of the Week to Anze Kopitar. What do you say?
Well, Gary's not here to debate Cole Caulfield, so yes.
Dave's a killer. Yeah, Dave's a killer.
Well played, buddy.
Have your people reach out to our people for Big Eight. That's refreshing. Oh, what are you drinking today? Is that the cola?
It's just a straight up cola, man. I love it.
Very good.
I do have the I have the lemonade up here, but I don't want to drink it because it's my product placement. So,
oh yeah. Well, you'll have to buy another one.
I should.
They're pretty inexpensive at all Sobeys locations in Atlantic Canada.
Wow, thanks, Matt.
Yeah, you're welcome. Did I hit the talking point? No, I just walked down the aisle and I'm like, man, these are like 99 cents a bottle or whatever they are. Like they're super cheap. Like,
oh yeah,
really good.
Yes. Like I've kind of gotten onto club soda as a way of like getting off of pop.
Yep.
But still having a fizzy drink. But now I am drinking a bunch of these because they're just, I've just gotten really used to them.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, here we go.
Start checking out their no sugar options here soon.
That's right. Yep. So.
All right. So that's Colorado and Los Angeles. And they will meet the winner of Dallas and Minnesota. Currently that series is 2-2. I remember you texted me after the first game when was it Minnesota blew them out and you were just like they gotta make it harder.
Yep.
Anyway, it's come around. I mean, it's getting better. That series is lighten up.
Yeah, it is. So that probably other than obviously the AF series, I've watched the most of that one. Mostly for my own scouting, but
no, it's because you have 45 Rantanen jerseys in the other room. Don't lie.
Well, also true.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's okay. Side note, real quick, but like, I can't get rid of those because like he was a big part of an Avalanche Cup. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of memorialized. So even though he was also single-handedly responsible for eliminating them last year. What do you do there? What would you do?
Do you like him as a player?
I mean, I do. I mean, I grew to like him a lot.
Then you just have to embrace those feelings. Okay, write him a letter and just like deal with it. Express your feelings directly. Maybe reach out to the Stars and see if they would sponsor a jersey swap for a Rantanen Stars jersey.
Yes. Yeah, I should. They'd probably go for that right away.
If anyone's listening from Stars PR team, like,
here's your chance. Maybe
Jeremy needs a Stars jersey.
Maybe he'll respond to my 25th letter that I've sent him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
So, yeah, buddy. Anyway.
But, 2-2. This series has been tight. It started with a bang, a 6-1 wild win to start the series, and I thought, oh, this is problems. But then the Stars fired right back the next game, 4-2. So tighter game, and then a 4-3 game for the Stars in double overtime. That was crazy game. I was gonna say it's a wild game, but that's a little too on the nose. And then another 3-2 overtime game. So the last two games have gone to overtime or double overtime.
Yeah.
Where do you think this is going to go?
Very close. I mean, I assume it's going to go 7. I think a lot of people thought it would go 7. It's two super good teams. Funny stat about the Stars in game ones. I think up until I think it was last year was the only exception. But prior to last year, they had lost 8 game ones in a row. And they've been going deep in the playoffs for a while. But they always lose game 1. So I think when I saw the 6-1, I was kind of like, yeah, but if I know anything about this core, it doesn't seem to mean anything. They'll still figure it out. They'll come back. Ottinger had a big rebound game. He kept them in that second game. And then, now we're, like you said, back-to-back overtime games. Could have gone either way. Dallas is just such a dangerous team with the way they generate offense. the Wild, just all of a sudden, like with the trades they've made, like credit to Bill Guerin. I mean, they look like a scary team when they get going. You got Hughes flying all over the ice. You got Kaprizov flying all over the ice. Like they're a scary looking team when they get going.
Well, there's a couple games there where like Hughes could just do whatever he wanted on the ice, or like Fabry, like they just do whatever. Like, oh, I want to skate up the ice. I'm going to skate up the ice. I want to cut through you guys. I'm going to cut through you guys. Like the Stars are doing nothing to stop them.
Yeah.
It was kind of incredible to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I think it goes 7. I hope it goes 7. I mean, we'll see. We'll be talking about the whole rest versus rust thing.
I was going to say, what are your thoughts on that with the sweep? Because the winner of this series will play your Avalanche.
So I guess the only comparison I have is in 22, they did the same thing to Nashville. They beat them in 4 games. That was the season there where at the end of the regular season they played the Flames, and Daryl Sutter was like, good luck to whoever plays Colorado, waste of 8 days.
Yeah.
That was that season. And so this was a waste of 7, I guess, for the Kings. But anyway, in that year, they had a sweep in the first round, and I found the rest, like the rest and the time that it takes to like regenerate and recover, it's just far more valuable than like a first period of we haven't played in a few extra days. Like I just find that stuff is not going to drag on multiple games versus, like if someone has an extra day or two to recover, I think that's worth the time.
So it might take them a little bit of time to get back up to game speed, but overall it's worth it in your mind, eh?
Yeah, I think so. Like just that time to get back to game speed is like a lot less than like a player trying to get, recover for whatever they got or an extra day's rest to, whatever, right? Like I just think that stuff's more valuable over time, but personally.
Cool. Anything else you want to say about the series?
Yeah, well, I say all that, and then if they get like smacked in the second round, this stuff will come back.
It's true.
Me. But yeah, no, I think this series is going like we expected. So like a lot of people expected. So yeah. Next we have Vegas and Utah.
Ooh, the Mammoth. Let's go.
Yeah,
I'm excited for this.
Yeah, this is kind of like, I think this is the first series we're going to talk about. We're like, okay, like maybe, not. I wasn't 100% confident which way this could go. I did have the Mammoth as like a quote unquote upset. I thought there was potential there.
Spoiler alert. Hold on to interrupt you. We have a goal in the Montreal game. They are up 1-0 now in Tampa Bay. Real time.
Ooh.
Not real time when you listen to this, people. It's just real time when you're recording. Just want to spell that out.
Check.
Yeah. Midway through the second period, almost exactly midway through the second period, it's 1-0 in Montreal with Balduc getting the goal.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah.
You were saying with the Mammoth?
Yeah, like I'm not too surprised, but I am just because it's the Golden Knights. We talked about the Tortorella bump, all that stuff. But the Mammoth, who were previously, the Coyotes, have always been a pesky team. They've been in the playoffs before. They have some good young players, right? Like you've got Clayton Keller, who's not a kid anymore. He's captain the team. You got Dylan Guenther, who's kind of the up-and-comer, who I think is an underrated goal scorer. The move to get Sergachev from the Lightning on defense was a great one. And Karel Vejmelka is one of those goalies who, like, people won't really think of him as, like, a consistently good starter, but he has game-stealing ability, and he's shown it for over a long period of time. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just rooting for the fun story. I'm rooting for the Mammoth to keep it going here and extend their lead. They currently have a lead 2-1.
Yeah, I watched game 1 of that in its entirety because I was curious how Utah would come out against Vegas, and also curious about how Vegas would handle this because they didn't have a great season, right? Like, yeah, they've got some playoff pedigree in them, but
yeah,
they kind of limped in a way. Like, sure,
yeah,
Tortorella 8-0 down the stretch or whatever it was. They won every game. He brought back Carter Hart as the starter from their days in Philadelphia. They must have gelled right away with the system. And Carter Hart won every game down the stretch, the 8 games. So like they caught fire, I guess, with the coach's bump. So I was curious how it would affect. And in game 1, it was all over it. Game 1 was like, you know how when a team like doesn't, like when Ottawa came in, we'll get to Ottawa later, but when Ottawa came in last year after a big drought against Toronto like manhandled them in game 1 because they've got all that energy of like, oh, this is our first postseason berth for a lot of these players. Like, oh, it's playoff hockey. We're supposed to be rough and tumble and scrumming after every whistle and stuff. And it cost them the game. I thought Utah was like that in game 1 against the Knights. Like everybody was trying to run around the Knights and the Knights just held their ground. Sure, they were tough too, and they scrummed it up as well, but like almost a little overzealous for the Mammoth. They couldn't rein it in between the whistles, whereas the Knights could. So they jumped them in game 1. But then credit to Utah. They found their way. They, win in game 2 and game 3, not by huge margins, but a win is a win. It doesn't much matter.
That's right. Yeah, it's exactly. I thought the same. Like Vegas kind of showed that, playoff experience, I think. And yeah, they kind of showed that in the first game, but then I think Utah kind of settled. And the bits that I've watched, I'm curious about how Andre Cherney coaches the Mammoth. He just seems to roll 4 lines. Like, I don't know. I would think he'd be putting Keller and Gunther out there for bigger situations, but he doesn't seem to do that. It's just whoever's up next, that's who goes. That was just something I noticed about him. I don't know. To me, they kind of have some game-breaking guys, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I'm not too surprised. I mean, we'll see now how much that playoff experience is gonna like. If Vegas is gonna feel the desperation and start playing like the old time quote unquote Vegas Golden Knight hockey.
Oh yeah, what they're known for, whatever that means.
Yeah, they've been around for so long. Yeah. So yeah.
So I was curious if Mr. Mitchell Marner was a big playoff performer for Vegas like he was for Toronto. The answer is no. He's got 2 assists in 3 games played, and both of them were on the power play. So he has not done well with 4 shots total.
Yeah.
Although I did read a stat in one of the games, he had 2 body checks.
Wow. Okay.
Registered 2 body checks. I think the stat was in all of his playoff games with Toronto, he had like 10 total, and he had 2 in 1 game. So everyone's like, this is Vegas Marner. I think it was game 1. I haven't heard the stat since, but I don't imagine it's much. I could go look it up, but I don't really want to.
Right.
Hey, man, he's in the playoffs. So what can I say? Yeah.
It's just funny that the big difference is that's his playoff performance. And now nobody cares. Like you just don't, you know what I mean? He's in Vegas
to go to the NHL stats site and look it up because there's literally no articles on how bad he's been in the playoffs or how little he's done. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you type in Mitch Marner playoff, Toronto is just flooding it. It's like, but he's in the playoffs now with a different team. So like, where are those articles?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Good.
This is interesting. I was looking at the Vegas goaltending because my biggest thing was, are they going to be able to get saves? And it turns out they're not. They are dead last.
Oh wow!
In team save percentage at 5-on-5. Dead last. All right. So I don't know how much you can sustain that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Before we move on, the Zamoth. The Zamoth is a scam. Did you hear about that?
A scam? No. What do you mean?
Yeah. Do you know what the Zamoth is?
Well, isn't it it's the Zamboni from the Olympic Games, isn't it?
Sure, from the Salt Lake Games. But
Yeah.
they dressed it up like a big mammoth. Like the front of it has these huge tusks. It's like
Yes.
been molded to look like a mammoth.
Mm-hmm.
It's just for show. It doesn't actually clean the ice. It comes out in the intermission, does 2 laps around the arena, and leaves with the
And
mask
then
on.
another Zamboni comes
And then
out?
the actual Zambonis come out and clear the ice. So, like, they unveiled this thing a week before the playoffs for some reason, as opposed to doing it for, like, you know, game 3 or whatever the first home game was.
Yeah, the timing
as like a
weird.
hype thing. And then it's not even a working Zamboni. It's just like I don't know. Like I grew up in St. John. We had the St. John Flames, the AHL affiliate of the Calgary Flames there for 20 years. And they used to have the mascot come out on like an ATV and like do like donuts in the ice and stuff. That's basically what this is, except it's a Zamboni.
A Zamboni,
like it doesn't
so
actually do anything.
Really slow.
Yeah, they're like shooting t-shirt cannons from it and stuff, and then they leave. Like, come on, guys. Couldn't you have actually clean the ice?
Yeah, I don't think I knew that. It's just really funny that one Zamboni leaves and then another one just comes on like a normal one and does.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, whatever.
The week before the playoffs thing was so funny.
Yeah, like
I was like, what happened there?
Yeah. They were pretty sure they were getting in, if I remember right. I don't know if they clinched or not, but like, why?
Yeah.
It would have been such a hype thing to bring that out the first intermission of game 3, their first home game or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the crowd would have gone wild. Yeah.
I like to imagine, this is the type of thing I like to imagine when this stuff happens. It's like, I feel like the in-game, like, you know how they have people in charge of in-game experience now or whatever they call that type of thing or whatever. And I just imagine that whoever was working on this thing and built this thing, they kind of like somehow forced their way into unveiling it. And somehow it was a miscommunication. And then it was like, oh, they're coming out with it tonight. Like, what are you talking about? I thought like, we didn't talk about doing it tonight. And it's like, well, they're out there now. They're ready to come out. And like, we don't have anything else booked. And they're like, well, okay, we'll send it out, I guess. And like, that's what I like to imagine happened. But anyway,
I will say before we move on, because we got to watch the time here. I think I sound like Tyson all of a sudden. Ryan Smith, the owner, not Ryan Smith, the hockey Ryan Smith, but Ryan Smith, the owner of the Jazz as well as the Mammoth, and many other things. That's why he's very rich.
Right.
What a hockey guy he is. Did you see like him before the games in Vegas?
Yeah.
Like he was in Vegas high-fiving those with Mammoth jerseys on, like just walking amongst the crowd.
Yeah, very visible.
Could you imagine like Keith Pelly back to the Toronto side, like walking through like Maple Leaf Square in a playoff game, like high-fiving people?
High-fiving.
Like, no, man. He's in his, helicopter made of gold, like flying around, being like, look at those simpletons down there.
Yeah, he's high-fiving like the highest paying season ticket holders and, like private events and that type of thing.
Yeah. Other executives from Rogers that are walking around in the box, look at all this money we're making. Anyway, he's like on the ground in Vegas, just like walking down the street, high-fiving Utah fans in enemy territory. Like, that's so cool, man. Like,
it is pretty cool.
I want an owner like that.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that was fun.
He's done a lot of interviews, like especially when he got the team. He seems like a really like down-to-earth person. I know he's probably not. That's just the facade he's putting on. But like, anyway, tangent. He seems like he actually seems to be interested in hockey as a product as opposed to hockey as a business.
As a business, for sure.
Yeah,
totally.
All right. Yep. How did you sleep last night? Are you a one pillow guy or a 2 pillow guy? Are you somebody that has pillow fights in the morning? Do you and your son have pillow fights?
Yeah, big pillow fight people, which you'd think would make you a fan of the Pacific Division, and in particular the Edmonton Oilers, who find themselves in a bit of a hole here against the fun young up and coming Anaheim Ducks team. This is a series.
Cole Caulfield just scored for Montreal finally.
Oh man,
it's 2-0.
Time to redact the
player of the game. Where's Gary? No one tell him.
He's just going to join right now. Like 30 seconds, he's going to join and then like leave. But
Lock the link down. Anyway, Pella Fight Division, Edmonton and Anaheim.
Yeah. So have you seen much from this series?
I did not see the last game, but I saw the first two, or most of it. It's late here, man. Like some of those games, it's late.
I know. It's tough division to watch. Worse than the Central. But yeah, I don't know. I think so when me and Gary were kind of talking about this, we mentioned that I think both of us sort of thought that Edmonton was showing a bit of the into the finals twice. A little bit of wind out of the sails. And in the little bit that I've seen, I've kind of seen the same thing. I don't know how healthy Draisaitl is. He seems to be producing okay, but
he's the top producer on their team with 6 points in 3 games.
There you go. So
let me scroll down to McDavid, but we could talk about that later.
Well, so I was going to say, McDavid is having an un-McDavid-like playoffs. Very un-McDavid-like. Like even in that last game, the 7-4, I think he had 1 point or a goal maybe. He doesn't look quite himself. And it's just interesting because whoever Edmonton ends up in a series with, it's like we're like, oh no, like are their best players going to be able to produce? And the scores are still 4-3. The Ducks win the next one 6-4. The Ducks win the next one 7-4. So the Oilers are scoring no fewer than 4 goals a game. Despite, you know what I mean?
2-1 in the series.
Yeah. Like Anaheim has scored 13 goals in 2 games. You know, like that's where, and I just feel like that's where we're at with Edmonton. You know, it's like we don't know still about the goaltending. The Jari for Skinner trade has not really changed anything. And
do we have the starter for tonight? Like their game, in some inside baseball stuff, their game starts in about an hour from now, as at the time of recording.
The last I read, the headline said that the team was still undecided.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they weren't going to tell you. They said they were undecided. So
let's go to good old dailyfaceoff.com. They always know
what they do.
It has Kristen Jarry confirmed as of half an hour ago. 9:15 p.m. Atlantic.
Okay.
So they did it.
Yeah.
They did it. The big blockbuster trade of the season for the Oilers.
It's paid dividends.
Which we will talk about Stuart Skinner later when we get to the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see the other side of the trade.
There's been a couple examples of like trades where both guys also didn't work where they went, but that being one of them. But yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I kind of expected these kind of high scoring games. I thought McDavid might be more involved, but I just don't get the dominant kind of feel that Edmonton has had for the past couple seasons when I watch this team. Bouchard had a pretty costly mistake.
Yes. I know the one you're talking about.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I watched it live. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, it just feels like when you don't have it, all of the weaknesses of your star players all seem to get exposed together. And I feel like that was kind of that manifestation of that. So I don't know. I really don't know what to predict out of this because the scoring is so high. The goaltending seems to be just wild. The Ducks have a lot of really good shooters. So I don't know where this one goes.
Yeah. McDavid, just to close the book on that, 2 points in 3 games, 1 goal. Or sorry. One goal, 1 assist, and his goal was a power play goal. So he's yet to light the lamp 5-on-5. When they won game 1, it was the first game this entire season that the Oilers won without McDavid getting a point. They gave that stat on 32 Thoughts that in games when McDavid does not get a point this season, the Oilers did not win the game. It was an unbelievable stat. They had to double back the next episode and verify it, validate that that's true. Anyway, they won game 1 4-3, and it was the first time this entire season they won a game without McDavid getting a point.
Wow. So you look at that. I mean, how do you look at that? Because if your depth is providing the production that these guys typically need to go supernova to produce, I mean, do you look at that as a positive and say, well, if they're scoring 4 goals a game with him looking like a normal human being, I mean, does he find it, or does he what happens here?
I mean, if you score 4 playoff goals in 3 straight games, you should be not losing the series.
You should be doing.
I'm sorry. I think that rests squarely on the defense and the goaltending. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
Just my thought as an armchair manager, I guess.
Well,
armchair analyst. There we go.
Right. Especially against this Ducks team. You know what I mean? They have some veterans mixed in there, but it's a lot of young players. I mean, it's kind of the Leo Carlson era.
And I'm excited for that. Oh man, is he a good player? Yeah,
he is good. And I think some of this too, is probably credit to Joel Quenneville. I mean, he's got the Ducks playing like no other coach has been able to get to the play. So,
I wonder if he's done that with a young team before in the Chicago area. I seem to remember after a couple of years they got real good under him. Yeah.
They had a couple of young stud players.
Yeah, it's true, eh?
Yeah.
They had a couple on the back end too, though, as well, that were young.
True. Yeah.
All right. So do we think Edmonton pulls it around, or what do you think with this one? Because I thought Edmonton was going to walk all over them at the start of the series.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did. But this is going to sound like a cop-out, but because the defense and the goaltending has been so optional, I just don't know.
They don't even play.
They're just
it's optional. We'll just put 5 forwards out there every shift.
Every shift. I just don't know how to handicap it. I have every reason to believe that Tristan Jarry will not do the job. I mean, there's a long.
But you do it now, not in an elimination game, in my opinion. This is the time you make the move.
This is when you do it. Yeah.
Which we'll talk about Buffalo next, who made the move earlier than an elimination game. And it kind of helped them.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a cop out, but I don't have an answer. I don't know. I don't know what happens there. I'm going to say I hope Ducks, just because it's fun. It's just fun. I know, Canadian team. I understand that. But
I should have traded for you. I should have sent... Gary would never say that.
No, he would not.
I kind of want the Ducks because I think that'd be really interesting and be really kind of good for their team. I mean, the next step. But I also don't want them taking a step too soon and then having a fallback last year. And also, as much as I'm not a fan of the way McDavid plays sometimes, it's nice to have some Canadian representation in the playoffs on the West side.
Fair enough.
All right. Buffalo and Boston. So this was a weird one going into it. Buffalo, obviously, with a season for the ages against Boston, who had a season for the ages a couple of years ago and then promptly got swept in the first round. And then we had Boston, who kind of just not limped in. They secured it near the end. But that was one of those teams where they sold recently and still turned out okay. This one, the first game, I watched the entirety of the first game. What a wild comeback. Sabres were down huge in that game in the third period.
6 minutes left, or what was it?
Something like that.
And they
scored 3 goals in 5 minutes or something and ended up winning 4-3. Just a bananas game. And then they've gone, and then Boston won the next game, I thought pretty handily. I thought the first 2 games for the Sabres were pretty bad, honestly. They couldn't find anything. Again, this is the nerves of a new team getting in. The first game, they were very fortunate to pull off this huge comeback.
Yeah.
But they were never in that game until that comeback. Boston was just feeding them all night.
Yeah.
And they tried to be rough and tumble. They tried to be all physical. Which, by the way, this whole playoffs have been absolutely insane for physicality. Just insane.
Oh, man. Crazy.
Every year it's crazy, but it is crazy this year.
Like in this day and age, it's wild that it's been as much. Yep.
No, we already talked about the Wild. This is the Sabres now. Anyway, they settled down for game 2, but they were never in that game. And then in game 3 and 4 at home, like the fans just or sorry, not at home. Sorry, away. They were in Boston. Sorry, yeah. But the fans when they were home for the first 2 games were just bananas. Like
it was
the Instagram reels of them like out front and tailgating and stuff,
beating up on Cam Neely dummies.
Cam Neely. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah,
it was. I was very happy for them, but I do notice that like when they showed some of the scenes from like the nosebleed section. I guess they have a tradition where fans bring in signs and they like put them on the wall, like up above the top row seats.
Okay,
it's looking like a really old arena, man. Like it's the KeyBank Center or whatever.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, it's got like paint coming off the walls and stuff, and it's like,
geez.
That's what like 10 plus years of making no money do for you. You know what I mean?
Missed revenue. Yeah.
Yeah. So
definitely.
Anyway, hopefully this spawns them, gives the owner some drive to invest more in the team. But
I mean the market's there to spend the money for sure.
After the first 2 games, I don't think like the whole table's just shifted. Like the games in Boston, the Sabres just put the boots to them. 3-1 game a couple nights ago, and then a 6-1 game today, which was really a 6-0 game. The Bruins scored. They actually scored shorthanded with like 3 minutes left in the game or something like that to make it 6-1. I don't know if you caught any of that game, but typically up 6-0. The Bruins start running around.
Sure.
Sidorov got a 5-minute major in a game misconduct for a cross check because he cross-checked a guy, broke his stick over his back, and then punched him in the face from behind. And so he got the boot. Of course, filled the penalty boxes again. Like just a wild game. But I don't know if you saw Swayman. Swayman got hooked.
Going off the ice? Yeah.
Swayman's not the problem, guys. Like this, I don't know if this was a mercy hook, but like him giving it to his players on the bench
tells you
absolutely warranted.
Yeah.
He is the only person who's like shown up. Like he has been good. And this stat crossed my eyes after that. In the last 15 playoff games for Swayman, he's got a .932 save percentage and a 2.2 goals against average. And he's 7-8. So he's a losing record with a .932 save percentage.
Wow.
There is only 2 other goalies with a higher than .910 save percentage in the league in that same period. So he is top 3 goalies in the last 15 playoff games.
Wow.
And he's got a losing record, 7-8. So
makes
he's
the
not
frustration
the problem.
it's more validated. My only thought on that series was I think the first 2 games reflected the nerves. They were at home. The crowd was pumped. I think that first game they went down by like they rallied for that third period, but like the fans were booing them in the first period, weren't they? Wasn't that like?
Yes, yeah, because they had like a ton of power plays in the first 2 periods of that game, and they did literally nothing with it. Yeah, and so they were just getting booed. But I thought that was funny. First playoff game in like 10 years or whatever.
Yeah, I was pretty shocked by that.
And crowds booing them.
Like, come on, like chill out here. But yeah, I guess this to sum it up, I thought the Sabres looked like they had home ice advantage. It was almost like a curse in that sense. What's happening?
Slavkovsky just got destroyed open ice and had to leave the game. Ooh. That would be a big loss for the Canadians.
Hagel?
I didn't see him hit him. It was too fast. And then Matheson took a penalty. So not only do they lose Slavkovsky, but now it's a penalty kill for them.
Well, I'll say this to dovetail I thought the Sabres at home, it almost might have been better if they started on the road to have a chance to sort of stabilize and just kind of focus on hockey and not the mania around the Sabres being in the playoffs again. Because I think for games 3 and 4, when they did go on the road and they kind of got away and they just kind of got to probably be more focused on themselves as a team when you're on the road, they were kind of like, all right, like, let's do what makes us good. And they just have dominated the Bruins on the road. So I thought, like, okay, well, maybe this is the Sabres we're actually going to get here. So anyway.
Yeah. There actually was, I don't know if it was on 32 Thoughts or whether it was on Reddit. That's how crazy the week has been. But somebody suggested, why doesn't the higher team pick whether they start on the road or at home? Like, don't just make it a guarantee. Let the top seed pick. There was also the idea of going almost sort of like they do in some lower leagues, where it's like 2 games at home, then 3 games on the road, and then 2 games back. You know what I mean?
Right.
So So there was some interesting thoughts about that. I kind of think it'd be interesting if the top seed could pick, because then you could have these teams that are like nervous, like the Sabres, kind of anxious. Let's just start on the road. Let's get in a hotel together. Let's bond on the road, and we'll get booed all night, and it's fine because we just play our game, right?
That's an interesting thought. It magnifies, like, also if that team that picks it, if they win or lose, it's like if they picked that situation, like they picked the start on the road and then they lose both games, and they were so stupid. Why did they pick one? They started at home. You know, and it brings up all.
They'll always be detractors, and I'm sure building availability comes with it. Like the Sabres knew they were going to be the top seed, so they can start booking the venue like early. You know what I mean? And I know, anyway, that's way into the weeds, but dovetail all you want, good sir. I interrupted your dovetail. No,
that was it. That was just, I thought, like, okay, I think the Sabres have got some feet under them. And, I mean, it's the series is 3-1 now. So I think they come back home. I don't know. I think we might see a similar game 1, game 2 type of feel, because they can eliminate the Bruins. It's the hardest game to win. We all know that. And they're back home.
Colorado Avalanche just did without even breaking a sweat earlier today.
Yeah. That's right.
It's the hardest game to win, everybody. It's the hardest game to win.
They win 5-1.
McKinnon didn't even have to sacrifice any stuffed animals.
No. Yeah, that's right. So,
but yeah, it is the hardest game to win, especially that team will be a little anxious, I'm sure. The energy will be insane. They'll be anxious.
Yeah.
Speaking of teams at home, Tampa Bay just scored with under a minute to go in the second period. It's now 2-1 Montreal.
Yeah.
Just like the score of the series, 2-1 Montreal.
So
pending the results of this game.
So like, what is with the Lightning? They're just like, are they just like the gooniest team in the league now? I know now. I know you're gonna have some people are gonna have some thoughts about they have certain players that have dirty histories. Kucherov's has had dirty plays in the past, stuff like that. But the whole MO of the team, I feel like ever since Cooper called out the guy who was gatekeeping the door in the regular season, they've been on this like angry rampage where we're constantly seeing fights and Hagel is fighting everybody. And now you're telling me that Sikoski's taking a big hit and he's leaving the game. It's like, what happened with these guys?
Now, the hit tonight on Slav was clean. 100% clean.
Yeah. Sorry, not saying that it's dirty, but it's like
1.2 seconds left and Tampa almost scored. They crashed the net hard. All right. The hit on him was clean. Open ice. Just didn't have his head up. Didn't get his head hit. Like, I mean, he's clearly dazed and out. Like, he could barely get up. But, like, replay was shoulder to shoulder right through the body. So, it sucks.
Yeah.
But it's fine. This game, there hasn't been, like, any scrums and fighting. There was a couple, like, normal stuff. But, like, not, like, the first couple games of this series where...
Yeah.
Why can't Hagel play like that for the Maple Leafs? Like, why can't he come to the league? Like, he was insane, man.
It was Four Nations Hagel.
It was. It absolutely was.
Yeah. It's interesting. And every game's gone to OT. Every one of them. Yeah. I mean, if you're a Habs fan, you must be pretty happy about this. I mean, obviously they're ahead in the series, but like, I don't know how many, maybe more people than I thought, but I had Tampa winning this. I mean, I didn't, and they still can, obviously, but like, I didn't think Montreal was going to give them this much trouble.
I had Tampa winning it out of principle. Like, I can just never in my pools pick a Hab. I'm sorry, I just can't. So that's that. I'm not going to explain.
That's understandable.
But going back to your comment about the goons, like, John Cooper, man. I don't like John Cooper. I just don't. I'm sorry. I think he is a smooth talking criminal, and he gets away with a lot of crap because he just says it in press conferences. He complains all the time. He's a whiner all the time. I'm not a fan. Mainly because I've seen him a bunch in the playoffs, I guess, as an opposing team's fan. And it's like, yeah, I know what he's going to say. Every press conference is predictable. You and I even talked about, I forget what game it was, we were texting. And it was like, okay, if they lose this game, expect like a John Cooper press conference to be like, because I think his team, like, they were really bad crybabies that game. I think it was one of like Perry was like mocking him in the penalty box. I don't know if you saw that or not. And
yes,
like Perry and Hagel, I think they were mocking people and stuff. And it's just like, okay, so if they lose this game, expect like a classic Cooper press conference where he'll say something kind of controversial, but pointed at the refereeing or the other team, but like enough to take the pressure off his guys, which is why he's doing it. He's distracting the press from his players.
Yeah.
But he's just so stuck up about it. Like I can't handle it. Like just
my biggest, the moment that I realized that that's the way he is, it was the 22 final when the Avs played them in the final.
Yep.
And it was the game, I think it was game 4. It was the one where Kadri, it was off camera, so you couldn't see, but it looked like he could have jumped over the boards, like, and if the refs had caught it, it probably would have been a too many men, because it was like by the time the camera panned over to him, it was like, well, how did he get over there so fast? And he gets a breakaway, and he scores that goal in overtime, and they win. And and there was the one where the puck got lodged. Anyway, no one remembers, but it got lodged, and it was like no one even knew where it went. It was like, is it in the net? Where is it? I don't even know where it is. And
yeah. I remember that? One. Yeah.
So the post game after that is a dejected Cooper, and they're asking him stuff, and he's like, oh, before I answer that, just go watch the replay. Just go watch the replay. You'll understand. It's just a shame that it has to. Just go look at the replay. Just go look. And he kept saying it over and over again. And it was just like, dude, like the replay has been looked at.
They're saints. Yeah. They never break the rules. It's fine.
Exactly. And it was like, and I remember that year, like Stamkos and Hedman were like the loudest complainers on the ice.
Yes.
Complaining to the ref all the time, like nonstop. And it was like, well, I think your coach kind of gives you the green light on this. But.
Well, and it's true, because, I mean, maybe that makes him a good coach, right? Like you do what you have to do to win at all costs, right? And people will look back. Like Tampa's his first head coaching job. Like it's insane to think that, but it's like 1,400 games coached with the same franchise, which is the second longest in history behind somebody for like Nashville, maybe. No. Anyway, I should have researched before I opened my mouth, but he's like the second longest first time head coach with a team.
I want to say Bowman, because I feel like Bowman is all the records, but it probably wasn't him.
No. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
He's been there a long time as a first time gig for sure.
Yeah, I think he needs 2 more seasons to become the all time record holder for the first time coach with a team, games coached or whatever. Anyway. Okay. That was a really sloppy segue, but like this is his team. He's had it for 10 years. Like anyway, Cooper is just really mad on the screen right beside me. And so I got to move on.
Doesn't help your argument.
Let's talk. Let's talk. So this game's 2-1 going to the third period for Montreal. In Montreal, obviously the fans are into it. Man, I wish we had fans like that. I will say that's what I'm jealous of.
I think everyone would say that.
So good.
Yeah.
So they play the winner of the Buffalo-Boston series, whoever that's going to be. That'll be fun.
It would be fun if Montreal, honestly, if Montreal advances and the Sabres advance and you got Habs Sabres round 2. I mean, that is just like, what the heck is that? Like, what will that be? Like, it's just 2 young teams with a lot of talent, but not a ton of playoff experience. So like, what the heck happens there? So yeah, wild series. But yeah, we probably should move on now, unless you have anything else. But
nope.
Yeah. So this next series is a 4-0 sweep. The Carolina Hurricanes and the Ottawa Senators.
The Maple Leafs have won a playoff game more recently than the Ottawa Senators have.
I knew that was coming. It was coming. So you're like 4-0 sweep. Okay, not that interesting, right? Wrong.
Wrong. Holy smokes.
Very interesting. This was talked, like, this series was talked about, I feel like, in the general sense of hockey, talked about possibly the most. From what I saw anyway. Carolina just full on domination that we typically see from the Hurricanes, especially at the round one level. I mean, we'll get to how they play as the playoffs go on later, I guess. But yeah, as terms of how they played, I mean, they just completely stifled Ottawa. They flipped the script. Ottawa looked like such a good team on paper all season long, one of the best teams. Couldn't get a save. It was the opposite in this playoffs.
Exact opposite in the playoffs.
Total opposite.
Awesome. He was great.
Yeah. But then just like the dirtiness, the fighting, I don't know. To me, this was a bad series for Brady Tkachuk as a captain of the Senators.
007, baby. 0 points, 0 goals, 0 assists, but 7 penalty minutes on average per game. 007.
That's very good. Yeah, it looked bad on him. I mean, I know they lost Sanderson towards the end of it. And that's a huge
Shabbat
loss.
wasn't right. Like, and I mean, he was the one that came back after the surgery. He was supposed to be out like 8 weeks and he came back after like 4.
Yeah, exactly. So he probably shouldn't have been playing. And, you know, they get exposed by Carolina. But so, and it just got ugly. I mean, that sucker punch from Ridley Greig.
Yeah. The same guy that Morgan Riley cross-checked in the head after the slap shot in the empty net a couple seasons ago.
That's right. That's the same guy.
He is a dirty player. Like, not to say that, I mean, the slap shot was against the code, but it wasn't dirty. But like, he is a dirty player in general. He's always doing crap like that.
I forgot that was him.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, and then he gets boarded, and you were the one that sent the link of the the panel talking about it, and they were all basically like, "Well, he deserved it."
Yeah, the Sportsnet panel up here was like, "Yeah, well, I guess if like you're not going to call it, then like the refs didn't. I don't think gave him anything on the actual
I don't think
fight. Like it was just
a
scrum. Like it was no big deal, and so he got boarded, and the panel was just like, you know, if the refs aren't going to do it, the players are going to police themselves. That's what they always ask for, and they police themselves. Like, you never want to see anybody get hurt, but like, this is not the UFC here. Like, you can't do that. And he will have a hearing for it. It's been announced, but since they're out of the playoffs, there's no date or time or like he will serve a suspension probably next year for it. For those that didn't see it, there's basically a scrum after the whistle, and I don't even know the players involved, but they had each other in a headlock, and Ridley Greig just comes up and just like uppercut, glove on, sucker punches the Canes player that was in the headlock. Can't defend himself, can't do anything. Like he's scrumming with somebody else, you know what I mean? And he just walks up and just clocks him. Bloodies his nose, probably breaks his nose, blood everywhere. Like just a scumbag play. Like, I'm sorry. Dirty. And this was not like at the end of the game. This was like the middle of the game. You're fighting to not get swept. Like, what are you doing? Like, if a ref had seen that, he would have gotten the boot from the game. Like, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think it's like, I'm sure with all of the players too. I mean, that's like an extra. But like the players are all going to know that he did that. They're going to remember that. They're going to know that about him, and you know what I mean. So he didn't do himself.
You spoke of Brady, and I know like the end of Game 3, they were down by a goal, and Brady takes a pretty selfish penalty late in the game, trying to like be tough or whatever. And then after the game, he owned it and said, "Oh, I cost us the game," which he really didn't. But like, you're down by a goal. Don't take a stupid penalty with 5 minutes left in the game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, what are you doing, man? You are the captain. But we'd be very remiss if we didn't talk about one of the craziest endings to a hockey game I have ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
Game 2 of this series. This still baffles my mind. But Kane's pushing in overtime. And Jordan Martinook comes in for a partial breakaway. He gets hooked on the play. Delayed penalty coming up. I actually thought they were going to give him a shot right away.
Yeah.
They didn't. Play kept going. And eventually, Mark Jankowski scores a goal.
Mm-hmm.
It's an overtime goal. It's in Carolina. Place is going crazy. Bench clears. Everyone's excited.
But Ottawa's not leaving.
But Ottawa's like, hold up a sec. And now what's interesting is Ottawa didn't have to challenge that because any goal scored in the last 2 minutes of a game or in overtime are automatically reviewed by the league.
Right.
So this wasn't a coach's challenge. But Ottawa on the bench was like, hold up a second. Just wait a sec, guys. And then you saw the refs go over and talk to the captains for both teams saying, hold on, the league has asked for a review of this one. Just hold up. Sure enough, it was found out that it was offside. Now, watching it, I don't really know if it was offside. So it was determined that Jordan Staal had possession of the puck, but not control of the puck as he crossed the line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this was about 45 seconds earlier before Martinook was sprung, like I said, it was a partial breakaway, kind of from the hash marks in kind of thing, or the top of the circle. So it was determined it was offside. So of course the ref has to announce it in this Carolina Hurricanes building, which I always think is hilarious because of course the boos come down and everybody's upset and it's pretty hilarious. So the game continues. Now in those situations, any penalties incurred still happen because I mean, if I knew you were blatantly offside, if you were like Matt Duchene, and then I just start going around like throwing the elbows or something, like,
sure.
Oh, the clock's going to roll back. Let me just cross-check you in the face. But what I didn't know is the penalties can change. So like a shot was not called. The penalty shot was not called. Just a hooking penalty was called.
Mm-hmm.
But when they reviewed it, they rolled the clock back and gave Martinook a penalty shot.
A penalty shot.
So Elliot has tried to explain this on the panel as well as in 32 Thoughts, Elliot Friedman, but I don't really understand it because he never talks about the fact that the penalty changed. He just talks about how the penalty still has to be assessed or any infractions on the play have to be assessed. So maybe on the replay, they determined that he was in alone enough to warrant a penalty shot. I don't know. I don't have any clarity on that. I thought it was really confusing.
I don't think that situation's happened enough to really have like a solid, like we don't have a ton of examples of that type of thing.
Yeah, a lot of breakaways are one and done. They score, they get a save, they get out, no big deal.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Martinook gets to take a penalty shot in overtime. So you've had Jankowski score called back, Martinook gets a penalty shot, and he misses, and the game continues.
Yeah.
Only for Martinook to win it later in double overtime.
Anyway, which is pretty wild.
And win it for the Hurricanes. So like,
yeah,
I guess justice was served in the end, but what a wild hockey game.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. And the stat I read that if he had scored in that penalty shot, it would have been the first time, apparently in NHL history, that an overtime playoff game would have been won on a penalty shot. It's never happened before. And
it could have happened a couple nights later. Wasn't there one in another game? In your
there was one in mine.
Your Colorado game?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. There was but yeah, that was crazy. And I think from there, Carolina just had full foot on the gas and they did their thing.
You never bet against the Hurricanes before the conference final.
Before the conference final, yeah.
It's basically a given.
It's crazy. The consistency that they get through the first two rounds is pretty insane, actually. But so, anyways, yeah.
Which is probably why Brendan Moore still has a job, because it makes the owner a lot of money to constantly go 2+ rounds deep every year,
absolutely,
without fail.
Absolutely. So,
what am I looking for here? So, how about Captain America there for the Sens? What do you think his future is? Just going on a bit of a tangent here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just find my gut tells me that if he has a chance to go to an American team, I think he's just going to take it. I I'm sure that being a captain of a team, of an NHL team, is a high honor, and I'm sure, especially his dad, because they like Keith Tkachuk seems to be fairly involved with his kids, and
Sure is.
So they're at everything together. I'm sure he's told them like, suck it up and do your job. But I just don't. I don't know. I mean, the way they also traded away some young pieces as well. Like I forget who it was that they traded. That was a really good friend of his, and we really broke him. I think it was last season. Then it kind of caught him off guard. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really. I feel like he's gonna leave. That's just my gut, but
I agree. 2 years left at $8.2 million. Full no move across the board. But I think like I listened to one of his interviews that Sportsnet had before they recorded it before the playoffs, so before any of this happened. And they talked a lot about the fallout of the Olympics. And honestly, I don't want to get into it, but it has nothing to do with Team USA winning the gold medal over Team Canada. It was some of the celebration and some of the stuff after that really rubbed people the wrong way.
Yeah.
And I think he rubbed some people in Ottawa the wrong way because of his celebration and stuff. So I think there's been a bit of a falling out there from everything you hear. And his interviews in the podcast or in the Sportsnet interview seemed kind of given the vibe that as an American, he would be proud to go play for a team located in the US.
Yeah.
Which the Flames GM said something very similar to that this week, or maybe it was the Canucks GM. I forget who. Like, they lost a good amount of players simply because they wanted to play in the US.
Mm-hmm.
No amount of money or conditions would have changed their mind. Yeah. And I think Brady might be the next one to fall into that.
I agree. And then but because especially too with this playoff, like with the 2026 playoffs on his record now, I mean, it just looks really bad. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to motivate him to turn that around next season, or if he's just going to be like, you know what, I'm done. But
I'm really curious his combined playoff stats. If we can just stay here for just one more second.
Yeah. It's an interesting thing while you're looking that up. The amount of high-profile U.S. players that have played in Canada, it's been like a lot.
Makes me concerned about Matthews.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was too busy listening to you.
Oh, sorry.
So obviously this playoff, 4 games, 0-0-0s across the board, average 7 penalty minutes a game. In his career, he's not bad in his career. So his career was 10 games because he played 6 against the Leafs last season. And in that playoffs, he had 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points in 6 games. That's not bad. That's not bad for your top line center or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. But it's a good question. I think we're going to be
top line left wing. My bad. He's not center.
Right.
No, left. Yeah. Left, not right.
Right.
Left.
Right.
Left. Oh, we need the other 2 here to keep us sane.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Bad.
Why did we do
south.
this?
It's going south real fast.
All right, take us home. We can't talk about the Senators anymore. They're already dead. They're done.
They're gone. Yeah. That's what I mean. I've 4-0 sweep by the Hurricanes, and there's a lot to talk about. Last series also deserves some discussion here. I don't know how many people had the Flyers coming out to a 3-1 lead over the Penguins. I think a lot of people had the Penguins winning this because of the Penguins season was very good. They looked very good. But the Flyers have just found a gear in the playoffs that the Penguins have not been able to deal with. They've got some young players that are all playing really well and contributing. And I think this will be a bit of an upset if they're able to close it out. Now, they've played 4 games. Pittsburgh did win the 3-0 stay alive game. And you can never
as you would
count
expect.
out.
It's hard to eliminate a team.
Right. And Sidney Crosby too, right? I mean, you just can't, like, until that guy retires, I will not count him out of anything. So who knows? I mean, maybe the old guy, the core of old guys can kind of figure out how to teach these young lads a thing or two, and they maybe make this a series again. But it's a pretty big uphill battle to climb. I love Crosby. We all do. I'm sure that's an obvious thing to say. But when he argued so hard to keep Malkin and convince Letang to stay, it's like, yeah, but here's where you're at, man.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are old, you know? Like,
you guys are old.
Like, I don't know.
They're like 38, man. I must be ancient if they're old. Jeez.
Well, me too. But I don't know. It's like, this what you're going to get. Like, so I don't know. I mean, Flyers have every reason to win this, but who knows? Crosby might be able to, maybe he's got some magic left.
I mean, he scored his first goal of the series the other night. He's been relatively quiet. By the way, the game is now tied. Hagel just tied up the game in Montreal. It's 2-2. I was just going to say, after this, I wanted to talk about the Habs penalty kill setup, because you're a big systems guy. I've noticed with Cooch, but they just gave up a power play goal against. So maybe I'm not going to talk about this.
I wish we would have.
Yeah.
And here's why it doesn't work.
Well, they were playing what I was going to talk about, and Tampa Bay adjusted. The power play did not go through Kucherov to score the goal. So anyway, they were defending like it was going to, which leaves a person open.
I love that stuff.
Hagel. All right. So back to the Flyers and Penguins. This has been also a pretty physical series. Like you said, the Flyers are like rolling back the clock, almost like the Broad Street Bullies in a way. Like, they got Gritty there, like throwing penguins off the upper deck, penguin suits, and just like ridiculousness.
Yeah.
He's the scariest mascot in sports, bar
terrifying.
None. Yeah. But they've also put the puck in the net. 3-0 game 2. They shut them out. 5 goals the next game. Like, man, I have never seen soft boy Zegras play like this. Like, he's out there after the whistle, like slashing people and cross-checking people and getting in scrums, and it's like, whoa, Don Cherry would change his opinion of you right now. Like, I remember when he came in, he was like, this got to get this stuff out of the game. Like, how dare he do a Michigander? Like,
exactly.
Like, stick handle around people.
Yeah. And he was riding. I think he was riding the. I just remember him scoring that goal for Team USA when he in the juniors that year, and he just kind of came in that way. And then I also remember him and Jamie Drysdale when they were in Anaheim fooling around before they were going out on the ice. And Getzlaff hadn't retired yet. He was standing behind them as if like it looked like a dad looking at his 2 kids, being like, "Would you guys behave?
Cut it out already, okay? You're embarrassing me." Yeah.
But I guess enough years in the league, you kind of start to crack, and he's really changed. Interesting thing with the Flyers, at 5-on-5 right now, they're the 4th best shooting percentage, a team shooting percentage at almost 13%, and they are the 2nd highest save percentage at 97% save percentage at 5-on-5. So they're riding
in the playoffs.
In the playoffs, yes.
Okay. Yep.
This series. So they're riding a pretty big PDO heater, which don't worry about what that is, but it basically means
we need our advanced stat lesson, Jeremy. Come on, it's been on our podcast like idea list forever for you to deep dive into what these all mean.
We'll do that for the next hour.
Sorry, editor.
Sorry, Tyson. Basically, it's when you have a high shooting percentage and a high save percentage, it means and you have a PDO above 1, it means statistically you're going to come back down to earth. Like, they're probably not going to sustain that shooting percentage, and they're probably not going to sustain that save percentage. So, like, statistically, as they play more games, some of that will dry up a little bit. But the thing is when that's going right for you, I mean, that's the difference. I mean, that wins you games. I mean, if your whole team is putting it in on fewer shots and the goalie's making all the saves, like Dan Vladar, like what the heck? What are we talking about here with Dan Vladar, who was in Calgary forever as a backup that would get lit up a lot? So, yeah.
So what you're saying is 9 goals against on 62 shots for Stuart Skinner. Sorry, 9 goals on 71 shots. It was 62 saves over 3 games with a 873 save percentage and a 3.08 goals against. You're saying that's not going to cut it.
It won't cut it. It turns out.
It won't cut it. So we talked about Jarry earlier. This is the other side of the equation.
Yeah.
The only game that Pittsburgh has won is when he didn't play.
Yeah. So that's perfect, Matt, because this whole PDO thing I just talked about. So the Flyers are number 1 in the playoffs right now. They have the highest. So they are living the right way. They're living clean and things are working for them. The Penguins are heathens who've lived terrible lives and have been cursed by the hockey gods. They've seen the way they are in private and they've not approved.
Wow. Did you write that out or did you come up with that on the top of your head?
I'm just saying it right now. People have probably already tuned out an hour ago.
They only made it 19 minutes? Oh, jeez.
I don't know. They're at the complete opposite end. They have the lowest PDO by a mile. They have at 5-on-5 a 2.8 shooting percentage. So out of 100 shots, they've got 3 goals on 100 shots as a team at even strength. And their save percentage is 87%, which is pretty solid Stuart Skinner numbers. So
hey man, he is a back-to-back Stanley Cup final participant.
This is what we will talk about with him, won't we?
I don't understand. I don't get it.
Yeah. So this series isn't an anomaly. I mean, statistically, it's an anomaly. But that's the thing with the playoffs, right? Like, 4 out of 7 games, it's a short sample size. If you don't have that stuff working for you, you're done. So that's it.
The idea of like counter coaching is huge in the playoffs, where in the regular season, it's not a thing, right? Like in this Tampa Bay Montreal game, like Cooper and St. Louis are hard countering line matchups. They're making penalty kill setups and power play setups specifically for who they're playing. You don't have that luxury in the season. So like you have to kind of look at some of these advanced stats, like you pointed out, as like the indicators as opposed to the normal stats. Like you can look at the Avalanche. They scored their first power play goal of the series today.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, that's an anomaly in and of itself, but did they play the rest of the time like the right way to win? Right.
Right.
LA was hard countering them. You can kind of throw most of it out the window at that point.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I don't know. It's a lot of. I think a lot of people did not have the Flyers being in this position. So
no, but I don't know. I don't know why. Right? Like we all just look at Crosby and the Penguins. They deserve to be there, but in reality, like, they tied in points for the season.
Mm-hmm.
They both had 92 points, and Philadelphia actually had more regulation wins, or more wins overall, should say. Pittsburgh had more regulation and overtime wins, but just straight wins, the Flyers had more by 2.
Yep, fair point.
So I don't know why we counted them out.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, so here we are.
Like Pittsburgh lost the first 3 games. Like they had nothing.
They didn't look anything.
They didn't look good at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. By the time we talk again, all of these series will be wrapped up.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe there's a game 7 somewhere. But for the most part, like Edmonton seemed to have started late, but they're kind of caught up now. They're going into game 4 tomorrow night, I think. So
yeah. Actually, that's
tonight.
It is tonight. Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be a late night, boys.
Actually, it's starting in a few minutes. There we go.
half an hour, okay? Not a few minutes. Or no, 10:30. No, it's a few minutes.
No,
oh my goodness.
I thought you were making a joke
I was looking at
about
Game
the
5. Game 5
yeah.
on Tuesdays at 11 p.m. our time.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. So the worst thing with the ESPN is they'll say like the game's at 9:30, but the puck actually drops at like 9:47.
Yeah,
they do this
that's
all
what
the time. It's infuriating.
Besides opening night of baseball, that's what I like about it. Like 7:07 p.m. Eastern is first pitch.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
7:07
It's
Eastern
right
first
on the-
pitch. Like it's right on.
Right on. Yeah. Every time. Yeah.
And there's a reason for that. I'm not going to go into this because we've been talking for way too long already. But on Elliot and Kyle have talked about this before. Like certain broadcasters have certain buffer time built in. Like Saturday Night Hockey Night in Canada has a 15-minute buffer to start.
Yeah.
ESPN has like a 7-minute buffer to start, and they're all different. And so for some reason, the NHL doesn't put that on the site. They just list like the top of the hour or the bottom of the hour.
Yeah. If you would just put the time, I would deal with it. It's just like,
again, they're the rights holders. The NHL can know what their buffer time is. Like every game on TNT is 10 minutes. Every game on Saturday night is 15 minutes. Anyway, that's way too much. I want to maybe close with this question. So were the LA Kings sellers or were they going for it? What's the final verdict on that now that they're eliminated?
Like
they fired the coach and then they traded for Panarin.
And then to me, they kind of misused him and he didn't really know how to fit into the defense first mentality. Like what a shift for him.
Yep.
To go from the way the Rangers play to the way that the Kings play and him just
and that's
being
the
like,
team he handpicked.
Yeah,
he wanted no other option. That was his handpicked team. Yep.
It certainly looked, I mean, I'm sure if you asked them now, they would say, oh yeah, we were just sellers and we're
just happy to get in, happy to get a couple more gate revenues for the owner,
4 more games for Kopi. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. A lot of work they need to do. They shouldn't have been buyers if they thought they were, for sure. So there we go. We've solved all the world's problems here. So, well, everybody, thanks for hanging around. If you're still here, next time we'll see if we can get more of us around for try to get the gang back together. But thanks for sticking it out with us, and thanks Big Eight once again. And in Tyson's absence, keep your stick on the ice.